A Married at First Sight, Season 15, Episode 6. And this video is for Alexis and Justin. Please check out my other videos. At the end of this video, there'll be a link. Please click on it. You can watch my other videos. But right now, we're about to talk about Alexis and Justin. And these two was a messy boots today in this episode. Is Justin an empath? Because you know what? We saw him crying all these other episodes over Alexis, but now when I saw him cry over Ben, I was like, good Lord, you're crying like it was done to you. And it made me start to think he really over empathizes. And I'm wondering if Justin is an empath. What do y'all think? But one thing I do know is Justin and Ben, when they were talking about Morgan, they used the word lies, plural, with an S. I know everybody's stuck on this, she lied over just because she didn't finish one course for her BSN. There is lies with an S that Ben has found out, and he may not have said it, but he told Justin. And that's why Justin gave that whole speech about how he feels if his friend was tricked and bamboozled because he got nothing that he wants. Justin wouldn't say that if it was all over just a little degree in which one course was missing. Justin is referencing that there were more lies than one lie, and it's just not over that nursing. If you watch my video on Morgan and Ben, I think she lied about a lot of stuff on that application. I think she fudged a lot of things, and in the end, that's why there's such a poor match, because I think Morgan presented what was to be presented so she could get chosen, but I don't think it was the real Morgan. And I think that's why they're a poor match. And I think that's why Justin was crying, because what he's saying is, how horrible is that you sign up for the show, you say for everything, and you end up getting matched with a person whose old application was full of multiple lies. I think Morgan has a lot of lies on that application. But anyway, you know, he's empathizing with Ben. He need to be worried about his own marriage more so than Ben's, just like Alexis told him, you need to be worried about me. Because he need to keep an eye on that Alexis, because that girl is something else. She's still telling him, make sure you drink a lot of alcohol, that tequila tasting, because I don't mind if you come back drunk. I told you, Alexis is trying to take advantage of Justin. She is ready to get it on and cracking. That was why she kept trying to embarrass him with the whole celibacy thing, to hurry up and get him to get rid of the celibacy thing. But he's holding on to it. And I think Nate called it correctly when he said, I think the reason why Justin is holding out is because he gets pee-whipped. That's what Nate said. And he knows that after that, it's all over. Well, he's already whooped, and he hasn't even had the pee. So we already know that once he gets it, he's definitely going to be a goner. But he said they're walking around naked. He's talking about Alexis. I'm telling you, Alexis is walking around naked. I know she is, because she is trying to tempt this man to go all in. She's like, I'm going to walk around naked. I'm going to do a whole bunch of stuff to get him to do what I want to do. Justin probably ain't doing it, but I know Alexis is. Alexis said, you know, it's hard having a sensitive husband. She finally told the truth, because you know what, when being next to Justin, she realizes just how hard she is. If you go back to her interview with Pastor Cal, she starts talking about how she's this warm person. She cares for people. She didn't realize how selfish she was, so she was up against a person who really cares about people. See, Justin holds a mirror up to her. Alexis can say she's a nice, warm person and all these other kind of stuff. But next to Justin, she realizes she kind of mean. It's hard to have a mirror placed in front of you like that all the time when you think you're one person, but when you get next to the real thing, it's hard to look at. That's why it's hard being with Justin, because she realizes she actually has to watch what she says. She actually has to be a nice person, because if she doesn't become a nice person, she hurts the feelings of him. But Alexis says she's in love. She finally said the L word. You know what? I believe her. I think Alexis is in love with Justin to the point of she's never experienced this before. That's what I think she's in love with. She has never experienced this before. A person wanting to please her so much, love her like this, go all in with this like this, all this stuff about the three engagements. Alexis has never been in this territory. You can tell. And I think what Justin does when he cries for Alexis, I think Justin is an empath. I think he senses how much pain there really is in Justin. And it's almost like he's breathing life into her. He almost says, I see this person who's just dead on the inside, because a lot of Alexis is dead. I'm telling you, all the walls she has up, It's death behind the walls, death of feelings. And he's saying, I'm about to bring all these feelings forth. I'm going to bring life into them. It's almost like them movies you watch, them sci-fi movies when a person's dead and someone comes along and goes and just pours life into them. That's what Justin is trying to do to Alexis. He's actually trying to revitalize her so that she become a whole person. And she is sucking it up. She is loving it. When they was at this little dinner party and they were listening to Lindy talk, and they were starting to listen to Morgan talk about Ben and how Morgan don't want to talk to nobody when she comes home, and she want to help nobody. She don't want to take care of nobody. And these two over here, Justin and Alexis over here, whispering to each other and reading everybody and making these comments talking about Morgan wants a roommate, not a husband. They was right about it. They was absolutely correct. But what Alexis didn't see her own mess. And guess who had to call Alexis out? Miguel, because that's another person who knows how to spit it out. He starts saying, well, Justin, you talk about everything you doing for Alexis. What's Alexis doing to you? And for a minute, Alexis got tight-tongued. For a minute, she had to gather her words. And then she came back with that same old speech she gave Pastor Cal. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But here's the thing about Alexis. Alexis wasn't talking about that until she got confronted with it from Miguel. Prior to that, all Alexis was talking about, she was going to go to work, and Justin was going to be walking the dogs, and Justin was going to be cooking, and she could come home. So she over here talking about Morgan wants a roommate. Well, before Alexis got checked by Miguel, Alexis was describing a scenario where she had a dog walker, a cook, and a cleaner. It's almost like she was trying to tell Justin, since I make more than you, you're going to be the one cooking and cleaning and taking the dogs out. Alexis, you not know better than what Morgan was saying. And the only reason you backtrack and start coming up with that little answer about I'm going to do anything my man needs, this and that, and this and that, was because Miguel checked you on it. But prior to that, she wasn't talking about nothing she was going to give Justin. And then she talking about I'm his security. She said, I'm his security. She going to have to protect Justin out here in the world because she views Justin as weak. Because he cries, she views him as weak. And I told you before, I don't view that as weakness, but she obviously does because she believes that one of her selling points is she going to be security to protect Justin. She told Justin, you got to stop trying to protect people, except protect me. Alexis says, don't be trying to protect Ben. He can speak up for himself. He a grown man. You don't need to protect him against Morgan. If he got a problem with, he needs to speak up. And although Alexis was speaking the truth on that, I believe Justin does have these traits of being an empath. But the thing about Alexis is sometimes she's the perpetrator on Justin. But she said the love word. She said she was in love. And then every once in a while, she started coming back calling him Coco Melon. That was funny. It was funny. It was mean, but it was funny. I wonder how long Alexis is going to be able to keep this up. I sure hope she is able to stay married to Justin because honestly, I believe, just like Stasha said, look at how Justin's overwhelming love is opening up this softer and gentler side of Alexis. And I think over time, if she stayed within the company of Justin, I think that would evolve even more. I think we would see those walls of Alexis coming down even more. I hope that Alexis can stand the metamorphosis, but I can imagine that it's hard for her because Alexis has an opinion of herself, a very high opinion of herself. And I think one of the things she likes to say about herself is she's a very caring person. She does all these things. But now up against Justin, she is realizing that she has an ounce of the amount of empathy and care that he has. And I think it also sometimes makes her feel bad. She said everybody told her marriage was hard, but marriage looks easy. Girl, you've been married 8 days. Oh, wait on it. Wait on it. Let's see when you have your first crises, how you do and how if you stick by his side and then start talking about how marriage is easy. Marriage is easy when you're in Mexico having a good time. People waiting on you hand and foot and it's utopia. Wait till you get back to the real world. I hope Alexis can stand strong because let me tell you, being with Justin is exposing some things in Alexis that I'm not quite sure she's ready to see about herself. I know a lot of people are saying they think Alexis is acting. I really don't think that she's acting. I don't think that it's all of who Alexis has been, but I think it's who Alexis wants to try and become. I think she sees it as being very different from who she is. He's very different from what she's ever dated. But I think she looks at it and says, I want that for my life. I don't want to be the person I had before. And maybe this man can usher me into that new space. The question will be, can Alexis withstand the pressure it would take to move into that new space? Because there's going to be a lot of things where she's going to feel uncomfortable going into a new space. But I think if she can do it, if she can withstand the pressure, I think she'll be a better person on the other side. I hope these two can make it. I'm still rooting for them. Anyway, that's it, y'all. Tell me what you think down in the comments. Talk to you later. Bye.